You two people, the inbox is open. I'm accepting all sponsorships. I'm rolling out repacks. I'm going to have join buttons, paid discords, the whole 9 yards. Magic is teaming up with Marvel for sets in 2025, and I need to prepare now. So I will take all the cash that I could get to begin building the stockpile. All kidding aside, I am not doing any of those things. Though if you want to use an affiliate link, feel free. Yeah, that's the news. This was announced yesterday. Magic the Gathering is doing a Marvel crossover. Boy, oh boy, is this one going to cause me some problems, most likely. Now, there's a ton of things we don't know yet. This is the very early tip of the iceberg announcement. The only thing we know for sure is the word multiple tentpole sets, or words rather, are used in this release. So we are probably going to get, and this doesn't come out until 2025, I believe. So I have some time to prepare. Got, mortgage the house, sell some kidneys. We're good. So I assume we'll get commander decks. We'll get collector boxes. There's no more draft and set boxes. They changed that up. Play boosters or whatever the hell they got by the time we get to 2025. And we'll see if this is multiple sets in a row, if it's a one-off, who knows. But this thing is probably going to sell pretty well. You're going to hit a wide swath of people with this one. Magic people that just buy everything Magic, Marvel people. This product will do well. Now, will it hold long-term value and all that? We have no idea because we don't even know what the products are yet. I just know that it will be popular. I'm in a lot of Marvel card Facebook groups and stuff like that, and a lot of people are already going, oh my God, the amount of money this is going to cost me is going to be seismic. Here's the thing. We don't know who the artists are going to be yet. There'll probably be a bunch of different artists. There'll be collector's boxes with crazy things. Multiple people, myself included, I'm 100% on board with this. If they don't do 101 Infinity Stones with a gauntlet, I don't even know what we're all doing here. And I think you could pretty much take that one to the bank. Some interesting side things to consider for this, because we don't really know, like I said, we don't really know a lot about this. I am excited for it blindly. I am blindly excited for this. I collected Magic as a kid, played Magic, and obviously been Marvel card stuff forever. Still dabble in Magic here and there now. So I don't want to say I'm going to be all on this because we haven't really seen what this is yet. But yeah. Let's talk about some of the other tentacles that this has. I've seen some questions. Will this come to EPAC? No, this is not an Upper Deck release. This is a Hasbro Wizards of the Coast release. The reason that this works is because this is a TCG product, so it's a separate license. Marvel has a separate license for TCG versus traditional trading cards. That's what Upper Deck has. So this will not be a Upper Deck-based product. No EPAC, none of that nonsense. So you can kind of push that stuff to the side. Second thing, Lorcana. So there's been a lot of chat in the Lorcana verse on Marvel and Star Wars characters coming to Lorcana. People have been, speculating, will this happen? Won't this happen? And, set 2 got announced. Preview images came out for some stuff, and there was none of those people in there, Star Wars or Marvel. I don't think that this puts the nail in the coffin for Marvel ever coming to Lorcana, but I think at minimum, it'll be a while before we see that. I can't imagine Wizards and Hasbro went into an agreement with Marvel knowing that these may also be coming to Lorcana as well. In fact, this was probably going on. I would have to imagine negotiations on something like this have been in the works for a while, probably long before Lorcana even came to market. But my best guess would be, this will be a limited thing. They'll do their sets over the course of a few months, and then they'll basically be done. Maybe they come back to it later. Maybe they don't. But once that frees up, then maybe by that time, Lorcana will be a couple years in, even if it even still exists. It probably will. Maybe then they can circle back and do Marvel. there are some other Marvel card games out there. There is a Fantasy Flight deck building game. It's not like buy packs or anything like that. I've dabbled with that. Champions. It's fun. It's fine. I've got a couple sets of it. The Marvel Snap, obviously, which is a digital card game, not a TCG. A little bit different there, but it is a card kind of based game. Very, very popular. Snap is very, very popular. And then there is, and this is a side tangent, there is another FFG game that's not out yet for Star Wars that is coming. Now, there's been rumors that maybe there will be a Marvel TCG game based off the same system that the Star Wars one is coming with, but as someone that's played a lot of Fantasy Flight games in my life, from X-Wing to Legion to Destiny and a few others, I don't trust Fantasy Flight to manage a TCG. Sorry, I just don't. I've had some really good times playing some of their games, but they really bungle things along the way 9 times out of 10. So even if they did come out with something, I wouldn't necessarily trust it. And this isn't, this is not going to be some dedicated long-term system or thing that they're rolling out. It's not going to be a new game. It's just Magic's take on Marvel stuff. So this does not preclude someone from saying, hey, I would like to make a Marvel specific TCG. There's been attempts of it over the years, but none of them ever really stuck. So something like that could still 100% exist, but I wouldn't think anyone will want to try to bring something like that to market, knowing that this is coming in 2025 and will suck a lot of the air out of the room for people in that space. So I think it kind of dampens any of those potential crossovers or new products coming out. This is mostly going to be centered around Lorcana with those characters coming to there. I don't think it precludes it from ever happening, but I do think it kind of pumps the brakes on it a little bit. So, Magic continues to be in a really weird space, just to kind of go on a little bit of a side tangent. They recently announced, for those that don't follow it, they essentially, for the longest time now, which I never really, when I got back in, I was like, wait, what? This doesn't make any sense. They essentially have 3 different boxes. They have a collector's box, which has all your special shiny stuff in it. Think, from a sports card perspective, think like Breaker's Delight. And then they had set boxes, and then they had draft boxes. Think, it's not this extreme, but like a hobby box and a retail box. They recently announced that they are doing away with that format, and it's just going to be collector's boxes, and then draft and set are basically getting merged into one called play boxes. So each release will have probably commander decks, a collector's box, and this play booster box, basically. Which, when you think about it, makes a ton of sense. Prices will go up a little bit on those. That's one way that those kind of sneak that in there. But generally speaking, the community seems to be responding to this announcement in a semi-positive direction. Wizards have really been pissing people off for the last couple of years now. Maybe they are finally trying to start to get their act together with print runs and how they're doing this stuff and reprints, and they're going through a lot of the same nonsense that's going on the sports card side of things, and they have lost consumer confidence for the large part. So we'll see if they can kind of wrangle that back in. The one thing that they continue to do well, and those products perform well, are their cross-promotional products. The Lord of the Rings set did extremely well. Those collector boxes, even though the One Ring has been pulled, have held value relatively okay. Way better than anything else that's come out. The recently released, they just did one of these with Doctor Who. I don't know anything about Doctor Who, never been into it, but I know that those products were extremely popular. People chased the hell out of those. I know they did a crossover with Warhammer 40K for Commander decks. Those did really, really well. They did a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons crossovers about a year or so ago. Those did not do as well, but ended up having long legs. They've kind of rebounded ever so slightly and kind of picked back up. You're still in the red if you're into that stuff, but generally speaking, their crossover products do seem to be popular and perform well. And now you are bringing in Marvel, which has a rabid collector base that are going to be chasing this stuff that will potentially help prop up the values. Now, I'll be kind of curious to talk to some of my Marvel people to kind of see like where they are at with this. Is this just going to be a blind, I want to buy a bunch of boxes and rip it? Are they just going to chase singles? A lot of it might come down to the individual artwork, but knowing Magic, one of the things that they do well is artwork. I am sure they will be bringing out the heavy hitters for Magic artists like Dan DeSantos, who did this past Marvel Masterpiece set, was or still is a Magic the Gathering artist. So I would be willing to bet a lot of money that he is going to have artwork in this set. Do they cross over and go for some comic book artists? Do we see Peach Momoko? Do they have Todd? Oh God, if they made a Todd McFarlane Magic card, look out. Do they dip into that side of the pool to bring those artists over and not use just traditional Magic the Gathering artists? That will be an interesting thing to see how that plays out. So we need more information on it, but like I said, this is the right mix. We'll see how hard the Marvel people want to go at it. We'll see how the designs look. Worst case scenario, or maybe best case scenario, I think the collector boxes will be popular because that's going to have all the crazy artworks and frames and full art, this and all the shenanigans and the Infinity Stones or whatever they end up doing. Those will probably be the ones most people focus on, will be the collector's boxes. Like I said, feel free to start using those affiliate links in the comments down below. I got to build the bankroll for the house that I'm going to build out of collector box cases, depending on what this product looks like. So that's all I got for you, boys and girls. We will catch you tomorrow for an NBA preview that I was going to do today. We'll push that back to Wednesday, the full start of the NBA season. There's just 2 games on tonight, but we will knock out some sort of NBA. Can Victor Wembanyama save the NBA market style video? That'll be on the slate for tomorrow unless something crazy happens like this. Catch you on the next one. Peace.